episode is brought to you by the Paradise Lounge. If you're interested in traveling soon across the state borders or internationally, make sure that you check out your very own travel agent, Tyra Berry, with the Paradise Lounge. She'll get you up and going in no time, around your budget. Hello, Goal Slayers. We are so excited for today's podcast. We have a special guest with us today. Our Goal Slayer, our sister friend, our everything. We have today our wonderful blogger, lifestyle blogger, all of that. We have Narcisa today to share with us just a couple things about her, about what's going on in these streets. And she's going to be sharing a lot with us today. So, welcome, Narcisa.
Well, hello. Thank you for having me. Hey, Charlena. Hey, Tyra.
Hi.
Yes. So, it is like so amazing for you to be on our podcast today.
Ooh.
And I think it was like, 2018?
Yes.
At the Charleston Soul Veg Fest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this girl walking around with this camera capturing pictures? And then after it all came together, I was like, oh, I need to be connected with her. Like, I need to know who she is, where she came from, and where she been at.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And what's she doing out here?
Right.
Yeah.
So Narcisa is somebody that you want to keep in your back pocket.
Right.
Oh.
I remember when you introduced, or you told me about her.
Yes.
She's like, I met this girl. And of course I went following on social media, checking her out. I was like, oh, okay, well,
Oh my gosh, that is so funny because I actually met Charlena online through a good friend, Sarah Beth. And she's like, I follow this lady, Charlena, and you guys would be like, I can so see you. And I'm like, who are you talking about?
Right.
Like, I know all your friends, you know all mine. Who is this lady that you talking about? So then I looked her up, or I think we went to like one of your brunches or meet a coffee and conversation.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it was like, oh my God, I love her.
Yes.
Good vibes.
I remember
Good
that.
vibes.
I remember that. So we wanted to ask you some questions because, as you know, we've actually seen your transition from back then and to now. And we've seen how your mantra of grow and glow has actually happened in front of our face. So we wanted to ask you some questions about that transition period and what, how you were able to grow and glow. Like what steps you took. So the first thing that we want to know is like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, who is Narcisa Maura?
Who am I? Okay, let's see. Narcisa Maura is the youngest of three. I like to say I was the spiciest addition to the bunch. My mom and dad are Black Hispanic, so first generation American here, and the spiciest to the bunch. I've always been into fashion, dancing, animals, taking photos. It's so funny. The other day, my mom was like, I told your dad, look at Narcisa. She's just doing the same thing she's always been doing, but at a different level.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. She's like, from the time that you were younger, my aunt, who I get my middle name from, she was very much the same, like into fashion, into beauty. And when I was younger, my mom wasn't as into it as her sister, so I clung to my aunt, and we have this bond of being fashion and doing fashion things. And so she's like, you're just like your aunt, and so Narcisa is just, I'm pretty much the same person, and I've just evolved into this more mature woman. The other day I thought to myself, oh my gosh, look at you, I did not expect to be here, but as in where I am at this point in my life. And when I looked around, I just was like, wow, Narcisa, the things you thought about or didn't even think about have come to pass. And so I am just an accumulation of life events and continuously being my bubbly, energetic self.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So did you always think, when you were younger, did you always want to be in the fashion world or the beauty world?
Honestly, yes. So when I was younger, it's been consistent for me, my love for animals, fashion, children, and dancing. So when I was younger, I started doing just creating things. I'll never forget, it's a long time family friend. He's like a big brother. I made this pocketbook out of jeans. And I think I don't even remember how old I was, but he's like, Narcisa, you need to sell that. And I was like, nobody wants this this pocketbook? And I was just like, you know, I always look back and think like the next season it was like in style, and I made the pocketbook out of jean pockets and safety pins. Wow. And the belt, like the waistline, I made like my belt. It's just so crazy. Yeah. So yes, I've always been into fashion, beauty, taking photos. Like, I didn't know how I would be into it. I at one point thought I was going to do styling and of course modeling. But, you know, parents that want you to go hard in life, they're like, you need to get a solid career. So, you know, I also wanted to be a veterinarian, but me and school are not friends. So when I started doing vet tech, and I was like looking at the years of school, I was like, this is a lot. I can't. And so it just evolved. Like,
that's amazing. Awesome. All right. So, what goals have you worked on and achieved since being connected to the tribe? Because, you know, you were connected with the tribe ever since Coffee and Conversation.
Yes. Wow, a lot. I think definitely the Gold Slayers tribe has helped me to visualize the future that I want and make it come to pass. So I think, it was after I joined the Gold Slayers tribe that I heard about the Leading Lady of Charleston thing, and that was one of the goals that I put on my chart, and so I accomplished that. And then also,
congratulations again.
Thank you. And then also working with different brands. Like, you know, there's certain brands that I have in my mind that I want to work with, and so I remember the Dew was one of those brands that signed up, and I got on. I was a brand ambassador for the Dew for a while, and then also some other brands like Fabletics and Vanity Planet, and even setting up my own personal goals, like where I wanted to be in my life. You know, I had come out of a divorce and I was still staying in my parents' property, and I just knew like I didn't want to stay there forever. You know, like I need to get out. But of course, it's different when you're single, going from a 2-income home to a 1-income home. So I needed time, but I was able to get out, and now I'm in my own space. And so that all of these things I know have been because of being a part of the Gold Slayers tribe.
Oh wow, that is awesome.
Awesome. That's awesome. We talked about that a little bit today during Coffee and Conversation, and what I hear the most is although we give, you know, business strategies and tips to women, I think the biggest thing is just the connection. You know, the positive energy, the, you know, being poured into when they need it the most. So it's not even like business. We know how to make money. I mean, you know, we're good at what we do. But I think just having a group of women just to be in your corner and to, you know, keep you motivated and say, sis, you got this. You know, I think that's very important.
That's exactly it, because it's oftentimes hard to find good communities of women who like want to be entrepreneurs, want to have a 9-to-5, or even just want to be a stay-at-home mom, but still have this creative edge to them. And so being in community with like-minded women always pushes you to like do more, you know? And I know I can always count on you guys. Like, I'll be second-guessing all these different ideas, and Charlene is like, you need to get it together, sis, and stop second-guessing. And I'm like, okay. You know, there's still some things that I know you guys have put into my mind to accomplish that are on my goal list. I know we talked about this class a couple of times, like a social media class, you know, and even I heard some of the other ladies like Anita posing class. So, you know, there's tons of things that I've accomplished on my own goals, and then it's because of being in this environment that new goals come to mind.
Spark new interest. That's really good. That's really good. And, you know, it's good because other people can see like the dopeness within someone else, you know, and sometimes it takes that for us to pull it out, what you're doing. All right, so Narcisa, we know you as the grow and glow, or all of that. So what does growth mean to you?
So growth means to me the ability to focus your attention on the areas in your life that need fine-tuning. So whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually, then, you know, you purposely set goals so that you can grow in those areas. And sometimes, so the whole glow and grow thing came because during one of the darkest moments of my life, you know, I was forced to grow. And so with that being said, growth isn't always purposeful. Sometimes you're forced into growing, and those are the times when you kind of like hit rock bottom and you just have to work your way up. But they are just so amazing, you know, because it's like you didn't think you can grow from that experience, but yet you did. You know, life took that tough season and turned it into something better. So yeah, that's what growth means to me. And lately I've been purposefully putting an effort into growing in my mental health and my emotional. So, I mean, it's been like a year almost with my therapist, and that's been great. And just realizing the areas of my life that I need to be more confident in, or I need to set boundaries in.
That's good.
And so having my therapist, she's definitely a blessing, because it's like, okay, I need to set boundaries.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's the area I'm focused on, and it's been a blessing. So, yeah.
That's really good, because even when I think of growth, I think of boundaries, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think if we set boundaries in place, then we are really caring for self. You know, that's self-care, not being the yes person all the time, and making sure that you're in a good mental space.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, I know for me, you know, it's hard to set boundaries because you always think about the other person first. Like, I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want this person feel that way.
Right.
But I'm learning how to not think of it as being mean.
Right.
But more think of it as like, okay, this is what you need to do for your greater good.
Awesome. That's real good. That's real good.
All right. So now that you are growing and glowing,
okay,
where will you be in the next 5 years?
Jesus. Oh, God.
5 years.
5.
Next 5 years. Let's see. I definitely would like to see myself making more income from blogging, and I've made income and it's been a blessing, but I have a set goal. So like setting that monthly goal that I want to bring home from my blogging, and then of course growing in my emotional and faith walk, and seeing myself in my house and with a spouse.
Okay.
We ain't gonna, I mean, kids possible, but you know, honestly, I feel like these days I'm like, I could do life without a kid, you know, because I like to pick up and go and do certain things. But I know there's also the part of me that like, I want to be a mom. Or maybe I just want to be pregnant, right? But yeah, so definitely like making a greater income, growing emotionally, mentally in my faith walk, being in my first home, and just continuously living the life that I love to live.
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So let's see. What is the biggest surprise you've had in the last few months, and why?
Oh, the biggest surprise.
Has there been any surprises?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's not a surprise, but I guess it still hit me like, oh my God, this happened when I moved into my place, you know, because it's like I was talking about it, I was visualizing it, and then I got a job that I could support myself, and then before I know it, I was like, I'm gonna take this leap and I'm gonna get my place.
Yeah.
And so like that was a surprise, because I definitely didn't think it was gonna happen. There was like a lot of different things that did happen along the way, but I'm glad I ended up at the complex that I'm at and where I'm at, and it's been good. It was like a surprise Christmas gift to myself.
There you go.
Well, that's
good.
Yeah.
To the new year.
So, that's it for surprises.
Okay.
It's not like a big surprise. I mean,
guess what?
It's whatever.
Because now you actually said, you know, you wanted to be on your own and be able to support yourself, and you were able to secure employment that was able to match your vision.
Right.
So, I mean, you put it out there.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just like I'm putting out my house and my husband.
Okay.
Come on, house and husband.
I like
House
that.
and husband.
I like that. That's good. That's good. So if our followers were to catch you on IG, what could they find in your feed? What do you love doing? What's your hobbies?
So my hobbies are definitely skating.
I knew that.
Yes.
So you can see me skating. You can see me wearing my fitness gear because I work out sporadically. I like to say sporadically because I get these moments where I'm like, oh, I'm working out hard. I'm going to the gym. Although I did recently sign up for Burn Body Boot Camp, and so I've been going to Burn for like 2 months now. I have a couple of weeks that I go hardcore every day, and then I kind of slack off. But you know, then I get that dose of energy, and I'm like, let's get back at it. So, yeah, definitely see me in my fitness gear. See me at foodie events because that's all I do now. I go out to eat because I ain't about to be mixing up this yet. So you can catch me out in the streets and in some cute outfits.
Awesome.
That I create pretty fun reels for. So yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
I see them all the time.
Thank you.
Good. Well, we just want to close by one, thanking you again for joining us, and tell everybody how they can stay connected, and if you want to share any last tidbits or word of wisdom or anything.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram, Narcisa M08. That's NARCISAM08. You can find me on my blog, narcisamaura.com, and on my YouTube, Narcisa Maura. Yeah, and you can also find me on Anchor and on Apple Podcasts as the Grow and Glow podcast. And any encouraging words, I would just say, you know, continue to strive to be the best you, and your life doesn't have to look like everyone else's. You know, I think that was one of the slogans that I've embedded into my heart coming out of a divorce and just recreating my life. You know, a lot of my friends that I have were married and had kids and houses, and I was just like, I don't have a house, God, I don't have a kid, I don't have a husband anymore, blah, blah, blah. But then I had to tell myself, my life doesn't have to look like everyone else's. This is my journey, you know, and I'm so glad I don't have all those things right now, because I wouldn't be where I am today and having opportunities like this. I would have met you guys. Like, life just has a way of doing such funny things, but they work out for your good in the end.
Yeah. I agree.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. It's always a good time when we get together.
Yes, it is.
Good times.
Awesome.